And so welcome to the Paul Clark Podcast. I'll keep this one very short and sweet and to the point, probably only about 5 or 6 or 7 minutes or so. But really, it's more just a big thank you, and I suppose it's a plug to Right Side Broadcasting, the Right Side Broadcasting Network, which you can check out online at rsbn.tv. That's their website, rsbn.tv. Check them out on Twitter, check them out on Facebook, but check out their YouTube channel, because these guys are amazing. They get down into the trenches and they live stream from every single Trump rally, and they get down into the crowds, they talk to the voters, they talk to the people that attend these rallies, and they really give you a sense of the movement and the fact that Donald Trump has brought about this revolution, really, of the working to middle class of America. And it's kind of a similar thing of what happened here in the UK with Brexit. But unfortunately, the media is biased. I mean, it's the same all over. You know, it's the same in America, Britain, I'm sure it's the same in France and Germany and Australia, New Zealand. The media the world over are corrupt as hell. Corrupt as hell. And they only want you to see things from their point of view, really. I mean, do you remember the days, and I said this in one of my previous podcasts, but do you remember the days when you'd sit around with your family to watch the 6 or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock news, and it would almost be like kind of a ritual that you would just do, and then you'd go out with your friends, or you'd go to work the next day, and you'd start talking about what you heard on the news. I don't know anyone that does that anymore. I don't watch the 6 o'clock or 10 o'clock news anymore. I don't watch really any mainstream media at all, or listen to any mainstream media radio. I mean, I could go off on a whole of a tangent about radio and how that's pretty much just dying on its backside in this country because of regulation from the governing body that is Ofcom, which is basically the British version of the FCC. But you know, I've only got a couple of minutes to do this podcast in, so I won't go off on that. But I don't watch any mainstream media. I don't listen to any mainstream media at all, because now I think that time has passed. And what the mainstream media have proven throughout this US election, and they kind of proved it with Brexit, really, and the whole EU referendum, is their bias, is the fact they are one-sided, and that they're pushing an agenda. They're pushing an agenda. And the agenda isn't Hillary Clinton great? Isn't she the greatest example of female empowerment? And aren't all Donald Trump supporters white working class scum who are irredeemables and deplorables? That is how the BBC and the British media have been reporting on the US election since the beginning, really. Since the beginning. That's how they portray Trump supporters. As deplorables, irredeemables, working class scum, you know, uneducated. That's, you know, that is the view of the British mainstream media. And unfortunately, the Brits are stupid. The British people are stupid, and we're a bunch of snobs here in this country. We're a bunch of snobs, and we think it's almost like being the teacher and being the headmaster, the principal of a school, and America is, you know, the naughty child, the troublemaker in the playground, and we have to keep, you know, putting them back on the right path, and, you know, and preaching to them about morals and morality. Listen, my country, the UK, we have no room, and we have absolutely no right to preach to America or any other country about how to conduct themselves. Our Prime Minister, our former Prime Minister David Cameron, was bullied into giving the UK a referendum on independence. Now, depending on which side of the fence you're on, that's either a good thing, and I suppose for me it was a good thing because I did vote Brexit, and I think it gives us a chance now of independence. But of course, if you remain, which is your democratic right to be, and I hold no grudges, but you would obviously be very bitter. You'd be very bitter towards David Cameron. But he was bullied into it. You know, David Cameron was bullied into it. He didn't have the backbone. He didn't have the guts to stand up to Nigel Farage and the UK Independence Party. He didn't have the guts to do that. He was a coward. He was a coward. But yet, the way our politicians and the way our media go on, that we're somehow superior. I mean, just look at us. It's like a chihuahua. It's like a chihuahua, those pesky little dogs that look like rats. It's like you're a chihuahua and you're telling a Rottweiler what to do. You know, or it's like you're a hamster and you're dictating to a cat. It's ridiculous, it's ridiculous. We are a tiny little island that has ideas above its stationery. And our media very much is at the core of that. At the core of that British stiff upper lip attitude where we look down upon America as the juvenile, as the troublemakers. It's pathetic. It's pathetic, and our media are pathetic. But what I like about right side broadcasting, to get back on point, because I know I kind of digressed there a little bit, but what I like about right side media, and what I kind of like about the internet really, is that you can pick and choose your poison. You can make a clear distinction as to what you want to follow and who you want to follow. I follow right side broadcasting because I guess I levitate more to the right. Certainly in this election I have. But then I'm sure that there's the equivalent of right side broadcasting out there. If you're Democrat, if you're a Hillary Clinton supporter, oh yeah, it's called CNN and the mainstream media. But look, if that's what you want, if that's your cup of tea, and you love Hillary Clinton like everyone in this stupid country that I live in seems to, and you think she's amazing, go watch the BBC, go and watch the Clinton News Network, go and watch, the right side media equivalent of Hillary Clinton. It's no skin off my nose. But I'm going to stick with right side broadcasting, and I hope they carry on, and I hope they grow in strength after the election, because what you guys do truly is amazing, and for me, I watch all your stuff, and I know you've had a very rough couple of days, because people were trying to sabotage what you were doing. Keep at it, guys, keep at it. It doesn't matter, about the quality. It doesn't matter about, even if you don't even if you can't broadcast, like you couldn't broadcast the other day because, you'd been hacked, you'd been sabotaged. It doesn't matter. The fact that you're out there and you're trying to get this information to us, that's what I like. That's what I applaud. That you're building up a network with basically a needle and thread. That's very admirable, and it's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm not a professional broadcaster, okay? I'm just a guy with a microphone. In fact, I don't even have a microphone. I just do this on my mobile phone every once in a while. And I start mouthing off, and maybe some of it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I contradict myself a lot, which I'm sure I do, which we all do. But this is the art of conversation. And when I started out doing these podcasts, and I think this is only like the 5th or 6th one of these that I've done, maybe not even that, I started out thinking, well, I don't particularly want to sound scripted. I don't want to sound like, like I work for the BBC or something. I wanted to sound like me, like a normal person. And I just thought, you know what, I'll approach these podcasts like I'm having a conversation with my friend. And that's what I'll do. Just having a conversation on the phone with my friend Alex or on Skype or something. That's it. That's pretty much it. And hey, whatever comes out of my mouth, comes out of my mouth. And whether it makes sense or not, well, that's up for you to determine. But look, Right Side Broadcasting, thank you very much for everything you do. Currently watching your live stream of the Donald Trump rally in North Carolina, so I'm going to get back to that right now. I hope this gets back to you. I hope you get a chance to hear it because I wouldn't mind a job, quite frankly. No, kidding. But look, I think you guys are amazing. I really, really do. And on behalf of all Trump supporters in the UK, we thank you very much because you give us what the BBC and you give us what CNN and the mainstream media won't, which is getting down in the trenches, talking to Trump supporters, showing the crowd, and giving us the honest truth. And the truth is, and the reality is, I think Donald Trump's going to win. I think Donald Trump is going to win, based on what I see, based on the feeling and the vibe I get from these Trump rallies, like the one I'm watching right now in North Carolina. The crowd is immense. The crowd is immense, and I hope that I don't end up eating those words. And I hope that I'm right, and I hope that Trump does win, and I hope that this time next week, we're looking at President Donald Trump. Thanks for listening, and again, thank you, Right Side Broadcasting. Check them out at rsbn.tv. Look them up on Facebook, Twitter, and jump over now to their YouTube live stream of Donald Trump North Carolina rally. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and I'll see you again very, very soon on the Paul Clark Podcast.